Hello everyone, this is Simulating YT back with another video. So today I'll review all the spare Lumions, the one that you can use spare in. So I'll start right now. First, with the Lumions that you shall never use, the first one is the male and the female cast note. First of all, the stats are pretty bad and they have the same stat but different genders, so there isn't really much to use it in. Just don't use it in spare. Don't use spare on it. Don't use it as a spare Lumion. It is not worth it. The second Lumion you should never use as a spare Lumion is Smooth Tune. First of all, the base attack, the base melee attack sucks. It's like 50 or something. It's not great. Don't use it. I think it's even worse than the cast note ones. Overall, if you want to use it in PvP, I recommend Very Smart or Smart Timbo. The third and fourth Lumion on the list of the spare Lumions you should never use are both Ampoule and Amphiton. Mediocre is just better. First of all, Amphiton stats are pretty bad. Same with Ampoule. Even though they both have taste, Mediocre is better on everything they do. The fifth Lumion is Kleptyke. Dragoon is just better. Even though Kleptyke is more speedy, it is faster. Dragoon hits hard more than Kleptyke. And Kleptyke is very frail. Dragoon is quite bulky, even bulkier than Vesperatu. That's why I do not recommend to use Kleptyke in spare, in hunting. The last two Lumions on the list are Hydrini and Bezeldrew. Even though Bezeldrew is bulkier than the Ludrix is just better for spare. Bezeldrew doesn't hit hard with spare along with Hydrini. That's why I recommend the Ludrix more than Hydrini and Bezeldrew. The first Lumion on the list on the mediocre spare Looms is Geklo. First of all, it has pretty decent stats, decent melee attack, but Elaguana is better. So if you want to use Geklo in hunting, this is the moves that I recommend. Taste, Spare, Energize, and Luster Loot. With Robust, Clever, Very Sluggish, or Brawny, Robust, Very Sluggish. Very Sluggish so that you could benefit with Luster Loot, that you can't have little damage with Luster Loot. That's why I recommend Sluggish more than Clumsy. Second Lumion on the mediocre spare Looms is Kratos, just normal Kratos fire type. It's very decent in melee attack with 420 BST. If you want to use it as a spare Lumion, I recommend Very Brawny, Clumsy, Sluggish with Brawn Boost, Rejuvenate, Fire Slam, and Spare. The third Lumion on the mediocre spare Looms is Holiday Kratos, Xmas Kratos, Christmas Kratos. If you want to use it in hunting, I recommend Pure Brawny with Spare, Rejuvenate, Raging Tackle, and Earthquake. The next Lumion on the mediocre spare Looms is Krakaloa. It has the same set with the normal Kratos, Very Brawny, Clumsy, Sluggish with Brawn Boost, Rejuvenate, Spare, and this time Earthquake or any other fire style boost. The next one is Festifear. Same with the Holiday Kratos, Brawny with Spare, Rejuvenate, Earthquake, and Raging Tackle. It has the same set because it is literally the same Lumion. It doesn't have any changes related. It doesn't change the special attack, the melee attack. The next one on the list is Mediocre. It should have the same PvP set, Very Brawny, but this time specialization with Taste and Spare or Spare only. Just saying, I base my recommendations on the access of the Lumion and the usage of it in hunting. That's why you see Festifear on the mediocre spare Looms, because it needs a lot of shards to be perfectly done. It needs a lot of shards to be good, actually to hit hard with spare. The number one on our list for the best pair looms in Lumion Legacy right now is Trumbo. I recommend Very Brawny Clumsy Sluggish with Raging Tackle, Spare, Mega Chomp, and Battle Horn. I chose Trumbo to be in the best pair looms because it is stab literally, and it's very easy to get, and it's really strong in melee attack. The second one for the best pair loom is Dragoon because of the ability thief, which means if you have the ability charm or if you're hunting in the rain, you could basically check the ability of the Lumion with Spare or Quick Bounce. For the moveset, I recommend Spare, Pilfer, Mega Punch, and Provoke. The personality, brawny, nimble, very clumsy with ability thief. The third Lumions on the best pair loom is Volcalo. Because it gets Brawn Boost now, it literally hits hard when it sets up a Brawn Boost with Spare. If you have a Brawn Boosted Spare, the Lumion is basically into 1 HP already for free basically. For the fourth Lumion on the best pair looms is Joltooth because it literally has the highest melee attack in game right now. For the moveset, I recommend Taste, Spare, Primal Slash, and Thunderclap with the ability Ambush. For Spare, Bulk Up, Primal Slash, and Thunderclap. You could also do Taste, Spare, Thunderclap, and Bulk Up. For the fifth best pair looms in game is the Ludrix because it is basically a glass cannon, but it hits hard and is very fast. For the personality, I recommend Brawny Nimble, Very Nimble, or Very Brawny, Clumsy Tender, or Foolish Tender. If you run a mixed set, I recommend the moveset Spare, Soft Water, Peace of Mind, and Douse. If you run the physical set, I recommend Spare, Soft Water, Parasitize, and Hydro Slash. For the sixth Lumion on the best pair looms on the list is Alaguana. I don't know why I put it in this list. It is mainly because it is really a good range defense tank. It is a kinda decent melee tank as well. If you run the right TPs and with no robust, you could basically live a Mega Chomp from a Brawny Power Cuffs Hunter, which is really cool. If you would like to do an Alaguana spare loom, I recommend the personality Very Brawny Clumsy Sluggish, or Brawny Clever or Robust, Very Sluggish or Very Clumsy with the moveset Spare, Taste, Energize, and Earthquake. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please consider subscribing and liking this video. It would definitely help me. So I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.